Welcome to the Logistics Point interviews. Today I'm joined by Phil Hamilton, who is the co-founder of Countercheck, and we're going to talk about the role of supply chains and combating counterfeit items. Phil, thank you very much for joining me.
My pleasure, Nick. Great to be here with you.
When we're talking about counterfeit items, the first thing I guess is to understand what is the global impact of this and what is the role of supply chains?
Yeah, so I guess we all know that counterfeit is a problem. We see it in our day-to-day lives. But in terms of how that translates into a global problem, it is quite significant. The numbers are huge. So there's 420 billion euro problem per year globally, which represents a 3.3% of global trades totally. But more specifically, from a supply chain aspect, if we concentrate here in the EU, that translates to 25 million counterfeit parcels coming into the EU in 1 month alone. So it is a massive problem.
And what are the ways that companies are trying to intercept this at this moment?
So there are a few ways on the market for companies to do this. With the massive growth in e-commerce, companies are trying to attack and bring down players on online platforms themselves. So companies can scroll websites, can scroll marketplaces to try and request that their counterfeit items are taken down. However, this is not always possible because in certain jurisdictions, firms don't need to act with you, don't want to act with you, are not compelled to act with you. Other times, if it's, say, on social media, a listing can pop up on an Instagram story, and that's hard to take down because it disappears within 24 hours, even less in some cases. So from there, once it's bought online, there's a kind of an open road for goods to be counterfeit goods to be sold and delivered to customers. Customs are looking at it and do try to tackle and intercept counterfeit goods. However, customs are super stretched. So other than customs, there's no real solution there in the market.
And it sounds like a very hard process for companies to work on. Why should they even try to do something about it?
So the challenge for logistics firms who are essentially transporting the illegal goods from one jurisdiction to the next, the challenge is that if they knowingly transport counterfeit goods, they can be held liable, and there's lots of case law recently on that. However, if they unknowingly transport or unwittingly transport counterfeit goods, there's no real current legislation that prohibits that. It is in the pipeline. The law is moving in the direction of prosecuting logistics firms as intermediaries. However, that law is definitely not there yet. From a legal perspective, there's nothing really stopping logistics firms. But from a commercial point of view, brands are looking for logistics firms to take the issue of counterfeiting seriously. Brands are looking to partner with logistics firms that not only offer a great price and quality, but also that are taking steps to protect their IP. So if a logistics firm can demonstrate to a brand that they are actively seeking out their stolen IP, their counterfeited goods, that is going to be a selling point, a buying point rather, for brands.
And what is the place then of technology in all of this? Can it improve the process?
Absolutely. So the current methods in place are customs, and that's basically just selecting a sample size of parcels coming through. If you select, okay, 1% of parcels we're going to check, the likelihood that it's going to be counterfeit is basically just casting a net and hoping for the best. But with software, we're able to scan every parcel coming through, analyze every image of every parcel coming through sortation centers, looking for indicators of counterfeit.
And this is where we're coming to the Countercheck as a company and the software. Can you just tell us a bit more? How does it work? Where do you implement it in the whole supply chain?
So Countercheck is a software which is implemented locally at logistics firms. There's no API calls off-site. It's all done locally without any internet connection. Super safe for logistics firms. We're able to scan every parcel coming through using our software without any interruptions on daily flow, which is pretty key for logistics firms because their priority is not to stop counterfeit. Their priority is to get volume through, and we do not detract from that. our software can scan every image coming through, and we return a percentage chance of a parcel being counterfeit to the sorter. So our software sends a signal to the sorter to sideload the parcel, sent to a specific destination, at which point the Countercheck facilitator can start an investigation with the brand. That investigation has to be complete within 24 hours so that the parcel, if not counterfeit, can be sent to customer without any delay. However, if it is counterfeit, we can complete the process automatically with the authority. So from our perspective, the last thing we want is to create any additional work for not only brands, but logistics firms as well. We don't want loads of counterfeit fake boxes going around the place. So our end-to-end solution is from the brand all the way through logistics and interacting with customs at the endpoint who receive the parcel from us and seize it and destroy it. That process takes place all on our platform with the brands.
When we're talking about logistics and costs, how costly would this be for companies?
For every package that we catch on logistics firm sortation center, we give a monetary reward to the logistics firm for catching that on their sortation device. We're able to install our software without any interruptions to daily flow, any additional hardware or any additional help from logistics firms. We can do it seamlessly in the background, making it super easy.
I guess that then warehouses and distribution centers need to have some level of automation in order for this to happen, right?
Yes, we can go in any sorted device in principle. We're starting with hubs, which are obviously larger, have a lot of cross-border parcel traffic. In an ideal world, what we would need is a camera which is scanning every parcel.
To bring you back to the idea of legislation, we were talking that currently there isn't specifically one that works in this area. What can we expect in the future?
So in terms of the application of the law, the key term is intermediary. Under the law, intermediaries are defined as marketplaces. So marketplaces such as Alibaba, Amazon, eBay, they have a responsibility, legal responsibility, to proactively fish out, to draw out counterfeit from their site. There is talk and there is cases ongoing where that intermediary could be applied to logistics firms as well. So logistics firms have to take proactive steps in order to fish out counterfeit from their supply line.
Thank you very much for your time, and for everyone watching, you can learn a bit more about counterfeit items in the description down below. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Nick. Pleasure.